our purpose is to analyze the Android manifest XML and identify the unnecessary suspicious permission. Let's do it. APK file is kept in the home directory of root user. So present working directory, we're in the root. Let me see if I can make this bigger. We have the APK, and we are being told that we can use the APK tool, which is installed. So APK tool is a very useful tool in doing in analyzing Android applications. This is very useful if you're doing bug bounty hunting for mobile applications. I've been using it in mobile app pen testing and mobile bug bounty hunting. And I'm also using it in I've been using it in both Windows and in Parrot OS, so in Linux. In Windows, I'm not using it as a standalone application like in the command prompt here, so I'm not using it like APK tool. I'm actually using it as part of a suite called APK Studio, I guess. So let's see, it's called APK Studio, which is used for analyzing Android applications. Yeah, this is it. And once you install this APK Studio, you'll be able to have a nice graphical view of the decompiled application, and you'll be decompiling the application with APK Studio itself. So the bare bone usage of it is APK tool. We can do help, and there's a lot of stuff in here, but in this case what I'm only interested in is APK tool D, which is for decompile, I believe, and then I have to specify the file name, which is sample heart monitor. And let's see. Again, our objective is to analyze the manifest, so we need to look into the manifest XML and identify the unnecessary suspicious permission. I believe the flag would be probably the permission. Provide the full permission string. Yeah, so we need to look for a permission that's unnecessary or suspicious. Oh, look, it completed. So we're gonna go into the sample monitor, and there you go, you have the Android manifest. Let me actually give you one way to look into all these files. So even in the APK Studio that I was telling you about that I'm using in Windows, they don't have a freaking search function. So that sucks. But in Linux, for example, if you decompile the application, you can simply do a grep minus rnv rnw minus e. I think, wait, so for all minus e, and then we're looking for a certain string, let's say password. And this grep is probably the best tool in Linux. This is actually going to look into all the files and folders in this directory, in these files and directories, and it's going to look for this string for password, and it doesn't find anything. Let me make sure that I've typed this correctly. Yeah, so it is. Let's go into the res. Let's go into the values. If you want to gain an edge over other cybersecurity professionals, take my Python for Pen Testers course and learn how to leverage the power of Python in penetration testing and cybersecurity. Link in the description. One of the files that you'll be looking for when you're doing mobile pen testing or mobile bug bounty hunting is to look into res values and strings. So if we look into strings.xml, there's not much in here, but in like bigger applications you've got a lot of stuff in here. So let me go back into here and repeat my command and actually look if this actually works. So I'm looking for this, which is in res values strings, and see if I get it. Yeah, so good to go. Now let's clear this, and now we need to look into the Android manifest for suspicious permissions. What would so the question is, what permissions would a heart rate monitor need? For example, would it need permission to your Bluetooth? Well, I believe so. It requires permission to the Bluetooth because that's how it communicates with the application. So that makes sense. That also makes sense. Camera. So if this is a camera-based heart rate monitor, it would make sense to require permissions. I mean, this is not the permission, but the name. So okay, let's assume that this is an external heart rate monitor, and it requires permission to Bluetooth, to wake lock maybe, but set debug app. This is often used to make the application, so this is usually not used in production, but more in development phase for the creators or the developers of the application. I might be wrong, but I assume this is what's used for debug, to actually give a higher level of verbosity when it comes to logging errors, so that developers would actually know what to fix. Now in this case we have set debug app in a production application, which is not good because you don't want to have a certain individual who is not a developer of that application to be actually able to see potentially sensitive information about the application. So I believe this is the answer that we're looking for. Android permission set debug app. If we copy this and do a search for it, Android permissions, allows an application to turn on debugging for another application. How can be abused? Malicious applications can use this to kill other applications. That's interesting. Yeah, so that's a no-no. So to get back, I believe this thing might be our answer. Let's just verify. Yep. So we can just stop this lab.